Hi everyone, my name's Cody. A lot of you already know me, but for those who don't, I am the mate of the Alpha of the Blitzkrieg Imperial Wolfpack Bane. Um, I wanted to discuss a few topics today. Most importantly, being what it's like to be in a relationship with a Therian not being one. Um, I want to say it's very different from being in a relationship with a just a regular person, I guess you could say. One thing you're gonna come across is shifts, and there's different kinds of shifts. Um, Most commonly, there's mind shifts, which it's where your mind takes over into your other form, and there's sensory shifts. I don't exactly know how to describe those. Uh, I haven't encountered them as frequently, but I want to make a point of how being in a relationship with a Therian differs. Um, uh, Other than shifts, I mean, being with an alpha who's used to being dominant and, the leader, sometimes you kind of butt heads a little bit. Um, you do get bit, you get scratched. I have a few scars, but it's nothing that I can't really handle. And I don't understand why people seem to be so ignorant and unaccepting of something that's different to them. I don't know why, just because they're different, they have their beliefs, why should they be treated any differently? Um, it's supposed to be in human nature to accept it and embrace and be accepting of people, but that seems to be a lost cause. But I'm here to hopefully show you that being in a relationship with somebody who is different isn't hopeless. Um, when I was first told that Alex was a Therian, I kind of stopped and I was confused for a second and I was like, what the fuck's a Therian? And after she had explained it to me, um, it never changed how I felt about her. I'm accepting and loving of that side of her, and I will always be here for her if she needs me. And when she doesn't, sometimes I'm like that. Um, what it's like to be around a Therian is they they have their regular self, their human mystic form, um, and then when they shift, uh, they take on a whole new quality. There's pros and cons to this. If you like to see different, um, it it's certainly a whole new side of that person. But cons, as I described earlier, been bitten and scratched. Sometimes you have to assert your dominance. That being especially hard. Um, um, why I think my relationship has been so successful is because I'm accepting of that side of her, and it it doesn't change anything really. I mean, if you fall in love with somebody, you're gonna fall in love with who they are, and nothing could ever change that. Now, another topic that I wanted to get onto was how my beliefs might have influenced how I feel. Um, I'm Wiccan myself. I actually have my pentacle right here. Wicca is a naturalistic spiritual religion in which you worship nature, and we have a basic principle of in it harm none, do as you will, and the rule of three: anything you say, do, think, act upon, etc., comes back on you threefold. And then in Wicca, you find yourself finding, a guide known as a totem. And I had been practicing this before I had even met Alex, and ironically enough, my totem was a wolf. Um, I want to say that, you know, being on the outside looking in on experiences with the pack, I mean, it might seem like we're acting different, but really it's just what you do. I mean, you. I hate long pauses. Totally isn't. Um, where I read. Um, it's different being, you know, the mate to an alpha and seeing her have, I don't want to say underlings, but, you know, would be a good word, not subordinates, but subordinates, okay. And her subordinates, they have organized, meetings. They talk about what's going on. They talk about, problems or potential, um, not so much threats. Sometimes they want to expand but don't. They can't just make a decision on themselves. And when they make a decision, it comes down to, you know, Bane's decision. Um, when I sat at the table during one of their meetings and I just observed, and it's really structured. It's kind of not eerie, not odd. It's different. Um, just to inform anybody here, I myself am not a part of the pack. I'm not a Therian. I just I have been brought into a whole different sort of culture. And I guess that's all, not all, but what I can really say about being a Therian is it's not just beliefs, it's a whole different culture. But that's all I have to say today, and I may be making more videos in the future.